Like, where does the quote, it's almost as if it has a will of its own, say that this thing can predict the future? How would the fruit have known that Shanks was there? Shanks was gonna steal this thing if it didn't have observation haki. The world government has been chasing this fruit for 800 years and they couldn't get their hands on it. Almost as if it has a will of its own. That's what they said about it. The implications of this are actually crazy, right? Because last time somebody said will and we didn't know what they were talking about was Blackbeard. When he said to Luffy, somebody with your will shouldn't have a bounty that low. At that time we didn't know about Haki, but he was talking about Haki. And I'm thinking that's the same thing here. I think fruits have Haki. Ignoring all of that, ignoring the fact that I'm thinking these things have Haki. Let's look at the chain of events. 800 years, these guys with all the information, all the power, all the resources can't get this one fruit. And the one time they get it, the Shanks incident happens. What are the chances of that? What are the chances that the one time they get their hands on it, the right person to get it gets it and it gets eaten by mistake by the person whose will even aligns with it? Two possible implications this has, two or three maybe. The first is that, this could have happened all by coincidence. The governments are just gigantic frauds, like the governments in the real world, at least in, in African countries. So, corruption, blah, blah, money eating, like the celestial dragons. So they've just been taking an 800-year long L, failing. And the one time they succeed, they even fail that. Okay, I don't think that's likely because we can see that these guys have a lot of power, and this theory about the fruits having will might have some validity to it. Bringing us to the second non-Haki implication. Devil fruits decide what happens. Basically, every devil fruit is going to get what it wants at this point. So what's the point of doing anything? That's an antithesis to what One Piece is. One Piece is about freedom, and this implies a lack of free will once fruits are involved. We reject that one. We reject that one. Coming back to Blackbeard and why I think fruits have Haki. Blackbeard said to Luffy, people's dreams never die. And Vegapunk theorizes that fruits are made up out of people's dreams. See where I'm going with this? These dreams that never die live on through fruits. That sounds like the second implication where whatever a fruit decides is going to happen, right? But the reason why I say it's Haki is because once we have Haki involved, free will is still there because Haki always clashes. The more Haki you have, the more likely you are to get what you want. That's will. That's what Luffy has been doing at this point, just outwilling people. You think he beat Katakuri by strength and all that? You think he beat Katakuri because he was just a better guy or fighter or something? Nah, he just had a stronger will. He took Katakuri's will to fight him away. Might even be the same for Kaido. Nah. I think Kaido took an actual L. But yeah, that's neither here or there. What does that have to do with fruits having Haki? Their dreams are basically their will. I see dreams and will as one thing in terms of One Piece. The strength of it has to do with how much Haki you have. That's why some fruits are more likely to get what they want, and other fruits just fall somewhere and die, disappear, become fodder. And now, with Luffy's fruit in particular, for 800 years, it dodges everyone. It dodges everyone. And the one time it appears, the one time they get it, it goes to the right person at the right time. The mermaid princess is born and everything. Like, where does the quote, it's almost as if it has a will of its own, say that this thing can predict the future? How would the fruit have known that Shanks was there? Shanks was gonna steal this thing if it didn't have observation haki. Because will on its own is not just gonna tell the future unless will is haki and there's an observation thing to it. That's it. It's just a chain of events that's telling me fruits have haki. It's not just will, it's not just dreams, it's haki.